Namaste, my friend. We have started the journey in the new year on happiness, love, and the peace. Every session is very important. Why? Because you are a seeker. Now the time has come to think, speak, and act out of peace to express happiness and the love. This love is not nothing to do with the body. It has nothing even to do with the mind, but yes, the mind and the body expresses that love, that pure emotion, that joy which comes from within you in the foundation of that peace. So I thought, I was thinking a lot, and then I said, no, I should start with this. We have discussed in detail about the delusion, about the anxiety, about stress and suffering and expectations and craving. So you have those, and you have that clear understanding of that. So I'll remind you, but I will start with this woman who is from Europe. She wrote to me day before yesterday, wanted to share with you, Guru. She calls me Guru. She has a beautiful daughter of 11 years old. That my daily practice is started or has started bringing the result. My daughter started to sleep well when I meditate, and she is listening to your voice, means my voice. And sometimes she joins me when we have an online session. She attends the group session. Last year, when she wrote to me and she discussed with me, she said that I'm extremely reactive to my daughter and I hate her. I normally react, and that is why I'm approaching you. That why I'm reacting. Is it possible to calm down? That was now she has written, she is my Buddha. She always motivates me to do the practice with the words. Now, the most important statement from the daughter comes, which influenced and inspired her, which changed her own perspective. And she realized it. What she said, the doctor said, Mom, do you practice? Do your practice. The daughter reminds her to do your practice because you are more kind and patient to me after the practice, and I can sleep well, I can work well, I can study well. She further wrote that I'm extremely grateful to you. No, she has to be grateful to her. That change I expect every one who attends my session should bring. And once you need not to worry about that what people are saying. Gradually and slowly, people will notice it. But you have to be consistent. So we are talking about the peace, happiness, and love. So for the sake of understanding, peace is the first, then comes the happiness, and then comes the love. If you are not in peace, you don't say I love you or When we are agitated, we say, I hate you. When you are in peace and the joy, they have a they prepare a foundation for the love to manifest. Otherwise, normally we say, okay, I love you, and so that peace is not an absence of conflict in the world, but stillness within all of us. It is the inner state where the mind is no longer tossed about a constant stream of thoughts, emotions, and desires. In essence, peace is the recognition. It is, you can say it is an awakening. It is an insight. Oh, I'm in peace. Yes, I'm in calmness. Yes. You wake up in the morning one day and you find that, oh, everything seems to be calm. On the other day, you wake up and you say it's a bad morning. What the morning has done to you. What bad, what morning has done bad to you? Nothing. Mind. So, mind is looking outside, craving outside, subconsciously, habitually, so it's a bad morning. And on the given day, you wake up in the morning and you feel that calm. We are discovering that peace and the calm. In that state of the inner calm and the peace, there is no cycle, there is no preference of likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure, duality and a conflict. I have started a new series, so you have to write to me whether you are understanding or you are going deeper or not. If not, I will change it. Now you see that sometimes we see that outer situation is so much disturbed, that guy who had been complaining, just until 3 months ago, that my house is bordering almost very near to the fire station, and they are always blowing the horns, and that disturbs my meditation practice. What peace is, the it is like a still surface of a lake. Just as a still lake reflects the sky clearly, a peaceful mind reflects the true nature inside. So it means you are not at all affected, carried away, influenced, and dictated by anything happening in the world. Your mind continues to live within. You are in peace. It can happen in any situation, in any relationship. It is like a vastness of the sky. Peace is like that vast expanse of the sky, unchanging and ever present. It is a peace is always present. No, no, but it is not always present. I'm into anxiety. I have a lot of craving and I have desire, and someone hurt me. All these are the mental thoughts and feeling and emotions which has taken your mind on a ride. The mind is outside. Peace is a gathering of the mind that is scattered outside. Why it is scattered outside? Because I have an expectation. Here, here, we seldom talk to our neighbors. Oh, that is an American way of life. So if we are not talking to the next door neighbor, we hardly have any thought about the neighbor. Oh, we say only hi and that's all. But when we are attached, the mind continues to bring in the stream of the thoughts with the likes and dislikes, but still the peace is maintained inside. Peace is still there. But why I don't experience that peace in those situations because it is overpowered. You are in peace. You are a seeker. If you think like this, peace will always be there. So, why peace is so important? Clarity and focus. Sometimes we say, oh, no, I'm distracted, easily distracted, and there is no clarity. When you don't have a clarity, when you don't have the peace in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life, you don't have a clarity and focus if you don't have the peace. If you don't recognize the peace within, you have the stress and anxiety. If you don't have the peace, you have a disturbed relationship because your mind creates an image about others. If you don't have a peace, you cannot access the true happiness. And the peace is your birthright. We talk politically, what is our birthright? But Eastern wisdom declares that peace, happiness, and love are our birthright. Let us see, be very clear the peace cannot be found in the world. But the irony is that we often seek peace in the external world, in material possessions, in achievements, in external validation from people, relations, etc. We chase after fleeting pleasure for the sake of the peace, believing that it will bring the lasting peace and happiness, but it is not there. True peace cannot be found outside ourselves. So I have to live in awareness to check if the mind is searching and seeking and craving and desiring something outside. Yes, for physical survival, we need that, and it doesn't cause any problem. Uh, I have to go to restroom. Yes, I go to restroom and finish. Coffee. I go to the kitchen and grab a cup of coffee. It's okay. I'm driving my car. Physical survival. Wear the clothes. So what is seeking, craving, desiring, seeking validation from the world outside is causing the problem. And that behind that craving, desiring, validation, we identify with our thoughts, emotions, and ever changing external world. We believe that our peace depends on the external factors, our job, our relationship, our social status, and this constantly agitates the mind. Agitation in the mind means the mind is scattered in millions of directions, and peace is the gathering of the mind that is scattered in millions of directions. That is why we did the last week, practice of Shanti mantra, and we wanted to search and discover that peace and happiness and love. I'll be adding one more practice next week. but understand it clearly. So what did you know? You wake up in the morning and you're upset. So find out the thought because of which you are upset. And then ask your mind in that thought, what is the relationship to the external world? And you will find the attachment and identification and craving and desire that is causing you upset. So the peace is the first step. You can also see that before the peace, there is a calmness. Before the calmness, there is a relaxation. And we discussed clearly that relaxation is changing the direction of the mind in comfortable. I gave you the step of being comfortable means that I change the direction. I want to be comfortable, I change the direction of the mind from outside world to the internal. I just start looking, I just become aware of the body and the sensations, become aware of the breath. That is what the Buddha has guided us. We have made these practices complex. It's very simple. Thought is there. Thought is there. Oh, let me see, change the direction. Let me be comfortable. Finished. So now you have laid down a foundation of the peace, or I would say calmness and relaxation. In that foundation, you can experience the happiness. So our masters says that apply your intellect and understand there is a difference between the pleasure and the happiness. Day before yesterday is, I was coaching another session and I said, what the science says. Say, for example, there is a pasta outside and you always like it. Because you like it, so that is a stimuli. So it stimulates your brain. And when it stimulates your brain, it releases the dopamine, and the dopamine gives you the pleasure. What if you don't like the pasta? Then it releases the stress hormone. Okay, that is one aspect what the science is. The science is progressing, but it has yet to reach to the state of understanding and the knowledge which the Eastern wisdom has. Why I say this? Understand this. So the science is saying that because of release of dopamine, because of the external stimuli, the brain activity takes place and release of the dopamine, and I feel the pleasure. Hold on. We say brain is a gray matter. Gray matter means matter or gray matter or black matter. Matter is non-living entity. Who experiences that pleasure? If you are not conscious of it, if there is no consciousness, you don't feel the pleasure. So that is the main factor. And that is why we say that these are pleasures. No doubt, we experience the pleasure. Any food item that we like, and if we get this, obviously, car that we like it. But what we are saying, the happiness is not a fleeting emotion or a temporary state, depends on something outside or external circumstances or people or relationship. It is within me. It is an enduring state of the joy. It is a contentment. And on the foundation of the peace, when the mind is gathered within, the joy arises from within. When the mind settles free from the constant hesitation of desires, what we what happens to us, we are always seeking happiness from validation, from craving, from desires. Here the Eastern wisdom, our master says, when the mind settles, where? Inside. free from the constant hesitation of desires, craving, distractions, attachment. Then only the true happiness emerges. Peace, you can say it's a what you can say in pizza, the basic foundation of, and the happiness is the happiness is the layers that we put in the pizza. The inner happiness is a reflection of our innate joy, a realization. It has nothing to do with anything outside. They all are pleasures. So that happiness is without reason. And any happiness and any peace which does do not depend on anything outside, you have found it. Eureka. That is the goal of a seeker. Why is happiness important? We all know why happiness is important. The basic fundamental reason is that we have an innate urge our whole life. The whole, every cell of the body urges that let me be in peace, happiness, and love. Not the love that is attachment. Peace and happiness gives meaning to the life. And it is our birthright. It builds a beautiful relationship with everyone. I have students who met me 30 years ago. Can you imagine? Who are attending the session now? They said, we should have attended those sessions regularly with you. But now we realize that it is the most important. 30 years. So one guy is who met me 31 years ago. Others are 20, 25 years. Only reason, it is not I am the reason, but Eastern wisdom, it is the knowledge that attracts you. But if it is not why it is not attracting? Because I'm not practicing, I'm not contemplating and reflecting. I'm not getting an insight into it. And then what happens? Then happiness, we find that happiness is found in the world, and by mistake, we start searching for happiness in the external world. We chasing after the fleeting pleasures and external validation. Our mind, crazy mind, believes that happiness depends on achieving certain goals, acquiring material possessions, or receiving external approval. This constant striving for external rewards keeps us trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. Because I'm searching something for peace and happiness outside in the world, a sense of discontentment, dissatisfaction is always there. That's why I'm searching outside. The mind always have an external focus. When the mind has an external focus to find that peace and happiness in the world of people are changing, of possessions, every possession is changing. For example, in a car that keeps on changing, in a food that keeps on changing, in the body that keeps changing. To have a sound sleep Your mind should move into a relaxation. If mind is disturbed and you have a $5,000 bet, we have to remind our mind again and again. Same principles applies that we have to listen and learn, contemplate and reflect, practice and experience. We have to daily analyze that how many times I was into anxiety, duality, and a conflict. And then I have to find out the cause and I have to drop it there and then, every day in the evening, even for a few minutes. And you will see that gradually and progressively you get rid of those attachments and dualities and a conflict. You're there. You're a seeker. Eastern wisdom helps us to recognize, to become aware of that peace and happiness like a sun shining through the clouds. And even if you take those clouds are moments of anxiety, do it because past impressions, it takes time to go. So you have it is clouded and still you are able to see the sun shining through the clouds. Sun means the peace and happiness is shining through the clouds. Clouds means expectation. So those thoughts will lose their emotional appeal of seeking the pleasure from outside, and you'll be in peace and happiness. Are you getting it? It is the same, a calm lake reflecting the sky. That happiness is a child's laughter, the spontaneous laughter. We also have sometimes the spontaneous laughter of a child, unburdened by worries and expectations. Is a beautiful example of true happiness. So, peace is the foundation upon which happiness can flourish, can manifest. When the mind is still and peaceful, it naturally settles into the state of contentment, and that state of contentment manifests that joy. Peace, in a sense, moves towards and brings the experience of happiness. Love. I'm using the three P's: happiness, love. So the more and more you understand, you are very clear what happens. Someday you're going to your daughters and you are seeking, and mind is, because of the habit, it will still seek the external validation, and instantly you remember peace, happiness, and love are within me. Okay, let me discuss with her the issue and the project that I have, but your mind devoids of seeking an external validation. So your daughter says, very good. The other says, not good. You're not impacted, you're not affected, you're not influenced, you're not dictated by her decision. You come back home and then you still find what is the best way to reflect on it, what is right and good, and then you take your own decision and you move on in life. So when you discover that peace and the joy in your life, what happens? Now you see that what happens. You have discovered the peace and happiness within you. It means mind is not craving, it has no seeking an external validation, it is not attached. Now the mind continues to stay in that peace and the happiness. There is a profound shift occurs. Profound shift. The mind now calm and centered. The mind that is calm and centered experiences an emotional poise. Now you start feeling those sensations of emotion, and that poise transcends the expectations from outside. It continues to grow, and that becomes an unconditional love. I'm trying to explain you, making it. So, but I'm seeking a validation, I'm seeking love from outside. That is a problem. The inner stillness allows for the emergence of pure emotion, foundation of the peace and the joy, contentment inside, keeps the mind free, pure, clear, uh, in a moment for the emergence of pure emotion, and that emotion is unconditional love, which is free from the egoistic desires, judgments, and expectations. I'm talking to you. If your mind is thinking that I'm talking of intellectual level, yes, to make you understand, but it is a reality. We can experience that. We can discover that. And when you discover that, you first time you realize, yes, that is what the real self is. Love is not merely a feeling directed towards another person. Ask yourself, just take my example that I love my son. So is the son before l- the love within or the love before the son? Which comes first? So when I'm attached, my son comes first. When I really love, the love comes first. The love manifests from inside to outside. My son. I was talking on the New Year's Day. Everyone said Happy New Year and Happy New Year to you also. I said, you are happy. That is why you are saying Happy New Year. Means you are happy. You are happy inside. And that is why you are saying Happy New Year. Or you are searching happiness in the new year. True love is unconditional and infinite, flowing freely from the depths of our mind. It is the selfless giving and understanding. Why love is important? We all are made from the love, not sex, not sensuality. That is, sex basically meant for physical survival. Sensuality is basically craving and attachment, but it is different from that. We all are made up of it. Love is existence. Jesus said, love is God. Two waves are there in an ocean, and both the waves recognizes that they are made up of the same water in an ocean. Do they have any condition to love each other? It is natural. Fulfillment, kind of fulfillment. So, what we are talking of unconditional love, which is free from the constraints of ego, attachment, love naturally flows. It manifests as compassion, kindness, a deep sense of interconnectedness with all the beings. Love is not dependent on external conditions or you can say reciprocation. It arises spontaneously, flowing of a river. It is like a flowing of a river. Love is like a river. Your sun comes, but you are full of love, so the love, like a river, flows. Sun comes, daughter comes, I come, you come, she comes, he comes. Are you getting it? The flowing river. Love is like a river that flows freely. So if there is no free flow from it, it has an element of attachment, it has an element of anxiety and duality and a conflict. Finished. Be very clear. So that any time you feel that I love you so much and you are not caring me, so I'm expecting something from that guy or a girl, and in return, I'm ready to spare my love. That is not love, that is attachment. The journey towards experiencing the love begins with the cultivation of inner peace and the joy within. Because, the mind has to go within to recognize, to realize, to discover. As the mind settles and the ego drops, the natural state of love emerges. Peace, happiness, and love are very important to be cultivated to realize the real self. The exploration of love highlights its profound nature. We have discussed about peace, happiness, and love, but unprepared mind is a monkey mind, is a desire seeking mind, is a pleasure seeking mind. Peace, happiness, and love cannot continue. It will continue when you're doing the practice, you experience it, but it will not continue. You have to understand it clearly. After understanding by repeat practice, the mind settles in that wisdom. Whenever the moment your mind starts seeking something else outside, your mind returns and it says, no, peace, happiness, and love are inside. But if it is an unprepared mind of a non seeker, they cannot find it. Why? Because that mind runs outward, the monkey mind. No, no. Problem is that I want to understand that even if it is a monkey mind, that peace, happiness, and love are still there. Yes, it is still there. It is always there. So because of the monkey mind, it wails lot of thoughts, of expectations, of attachment, of craving, of possessions. It wails. It obscures. So how to know that it obscures? Lack of awareness. Lack of awareness. No, but what happens with the lack of awareness? Lack of awareness is ignorance. What is ignorance? What happens in ignorance? I forget that the peace, happiness, and the love are inside. But why I forget? Because I'm seeking it outside. But why I'm seeking outside? Monkey mind. It completes the circle. So when the first step you have understood, because mind is unprepared, that is why it is a monkey mind. And the second reason is that there is a fear of the unknown. What is that fear of the unknown? Because I've been saying, take your mind inside, and the mind believes one day it leaves that, it goes into blind, it goes into disbelief the other day. That is why you get into anxiety reaction and duality, and then it remembers again, and then it goes back. So there is a we feel as if, no, this guy, beer guy, is saying that, peace, happiness, and love are inside, but at the world outside, everyone is seeking the peace, happiness, and love outside. So the mind is constantly in hesitation. It says, I know, even if there is an attachment, I know it is a short term pleasure, but I don't know that peace, happiness, and love. You have to have a belief in yourself. If you have a belief in yourself, you will definitely search that peace, happiness, love inside you. I've been saying again and again, understand it clearly. You have to reflect on it. Metaphor, you're standing outside your house and there is a storm. What you do? You rush inside your home, close the door, sit in your living room. You are already in peace and joy. You did not make any effort to create peace and happiness the same way. When the mind is moving outside, it is facing the storm. When the mind is moving inside, you have already plugged, closed the door. You're there. That's why I talk a lot. Why I talk a lot? So that you keep on listening and learning, contemplation and reflection. You'll be surprised that there are a couple of talks. I have an audio files or talks of my master. I have heard at least 50 talks minimum. Minimum, I'm saying 100 times. It is not that, I'm a special teacher. It is the knowledge that is contained in that listening and learning will create an impact only when there is a repeat listening and contemplation and reflection, and followed by the practice. And then you become aware. Oh, yes. Then you become aware. Oh, this is what happened. I always tell this story. I think that's a very important story to that guy. He is already 36, 37, who transformed. It can transform you in the midst of attachment, in the midst of delusion, in the midst of deep delusion. This guy, very smart, very intelligent, genius, always nearby. He went to a restaurant to dine, to have a dinner. So he got the table. Just in front of him, there was another table where the beautiful girls were there, and his mind instantly started getting attached, having a craving or attachment, whatever you say. Sometimes we get lost. You see how we have an insight because of repeat listening and learning. So he spent half an hour or so, and so in that half an hour, his mind was totally outside, obsessed. He paid the bill, he came out, he sat in the car, and he texted me, "Can I talk to you?" So I was free, and he said, "Okay, yes, I can talk to you." He called me, and he started cursing his mind. With conscious awareness, you are cursing your mind, you're changing. So he told me the entire story, and he said, the moment I came out, I became aware. I had an insight what the heck I'm doing. I had gone to the restaurant to dine, and my mind was totally obsessed. I'm cursing my mind that why I didn't remember your principle. I said, "You are a seeker. Even after getting out of the restaurant, you did not carry those girls in your head to your home. You have broken the chain." The real incident that happened. And he explained to me. I said, "You keep on cursing until your mind erases all the impressions of that event." Cursing means that you reflect on it, you contemplate and reflect why it did happen, you do the practice, and check the mind has gone into the peace and calmness. He went home, he did the practice, he did the practice 3 times. He texted me that everything is fine now. But in future, I will be more mindful and aware. A perfect example that how these principle works. And that is, you can say, the self-awareness, self-awareness. What is the fundamental nature of peace, happiness, and love? They are all within me. They are our birthright. They are my essential nature. It can never be achieved by from the world outside. Because it is inside too, so there is an absence of conflict. Can I live into peace all the time? Answer is yes. So what will happen? It fosters, clarity and focus. If the clarity and focus is not there, you may not experience that you have an anxiety, but it is the beginning of an anxiety. So what are the obstacles to experiencing inner peace? Mind is constantly agitated, it's running outside. So I just become aware. Mind, where are you? I was thinking about that guy, stop this. And check that, do I have a peace? Yes. So your peace has come because you became aware of that particular thought about that person, and because of the awareness, you have dropped it. It was automatically dropped. You became conscious. Oh, what's happening? Mike, what are you doing? Because you realize this mind with this particular person or an event or a relationship is searching for attachment or external gratification. It doesn't mean that, oh, I have to meet my this person A tomorrow. It has no problem. I have an appointment. Yes, I'm going to meet. So through the conscious awareness, you notice, you observe that the mind, where the mind is going, and if the mind is going outside, seeking an attachment, seeking a validation, seeking a pleasure, that is causing an anxiety, delusion, foolishness, stress, suffering. Now you're talking to the same person. Objective is clear in the mind. Oh, I have an appointment, so I'll invite him in to see what is happening. Now I have to get this thing fixed up. Okay, the same thing. Now, third aspect is also there. Because of the peace and happiness, you try, hi, my son, how are you doing? When you are talking, you are not seeking any validation from them. You're asking their how they are doing. Why? Because you are in relationship with your son, daughter, and other relations. But you are not expecting anything from them. Mind is very clear. You are free. What is going to happen? The peace, happiness, and love. Happiness is a continuous nature of the joy that is revealed from within. Happiness is not found in the external things. What is the essence of love? Love is an all encompassing energy that transcends boundaries and connects all beings, rooted in the recognition of oneness inside. Mind is crazy, we have already discussed. Mind is in delusion, no peace, no happiness, no love. So we have to constantly, for a couple of weeks, we have to ask ourselves, how often do I find myself seeking peace and happiness outside of myself? Outside of myself, seeking peace and happiness. I just spoke this sentence in hardly 20 seconds. Another 20 seconds, you become aware. Oh, first, second, three, four, four times today. And then what did I feel? I was feeling a little bit upset. Okay, validation? No, drop it. You say in your mind, let me drop it. What are my biggest distractions that prevent me from experiencing inner peace? Ask yourself every day, what are my biggest distractions that prevent me from experiencing inner peace during the day? It may happen to two times, three times, four times, five times. Okay, no problem. Pick up each one. Ask, oh, projection outside, delusion. Oh, I will not seek from tomorrow. Finished. You are free. When? There and then. You'll have a sound sleep. How can I practice more gratitude in my daily life? Shanti mantra. You already know it. You have an anxiety, upset. Oh, let me do the Shanti mantra. Mentally, I'm saying, what are my limiting beliefs about myself and the world around me? I'm alone, so I'm lonely, so I cannot find love. Everyone is alone. I can tell you. I'm going to help you to explore the deepest nature of that individuality. So I have to break that limiting belief about myself and the world around me. Any belief means a thought. Any thought being repeated, any thought being repeated, causing the anxiety is coming from the limiting belief, causing the anxiety, causing the reaction. I have to find out. At least, my daughter should ask me. Limiting belief. You didn't ask, I'm free. You asked, I'm happy. I'm relaxed. I will answer that. And through the listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, you can break those limiting beliefs and cultivate a more expansive perspective. What steps can I take today to begin my journey of inner exploration? Do the daily practice in the evening. In the evening, ask yourself how many times I was into anxiety, reaction caused by limiting belief, etc., etc., and just reflect on it. The way the guy who started reflecting, just coming out of the restaurant, and I was so happy. He said, you are so happy. I said, yes. You recognized it. You had an insight. No, but it did not happen while when I was sitting in the restaurant. I said, it doesn't matter. It happened later. How can I maintain consistency and on this path of the self discovery? You know the answer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let grace and the blessings should fall upon each and every. Ma kashid dukha bhagu bhave. Let none suffer from misery in this world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. My friends, my friend, it is the time to take a bold step and become the higher seeker to find the real self. Thank you. Namaste, my friend.